falling, or the wind blows in the rain. Christmas lights are all around.
Hey guys, my glasses are dirty, but as y'all saw, I had a little bit of clip a second ago of I had to get my cap from my tooth. It broke last week. I was eating almonds and it broke. Anyway, so I got it replaced. This is my permanent one, and it should be good for at least the next 15 years, God willing. But yeah, well, you know, y'all, I don't like those glasses. I think I want to wear these ones. But so today is honestly, it's a continuation. I don't know where I'm gonna put the clips in from my vlog yesterday, but I did not get to finish. It was an overwhelming day. I had so much to get done, and I just couldn't continue to film and do everything thoroughly, you know. So I had to put the vlog down, and I had to put the camera down and start, you know, taking care of business. And now I will continue. I'm picking up with this day. I am on my way to work. Not real work. I have to, I don't have to, but I am. I'm going to help decorate the restaurant for the holidays. So, I will see y'all there. I'm going to take off right now. Already dropped the kids off, had a little coffee. And so now we are on our way, and I'll be showing you guys a couple clips of that. So, see you there. So now I'm here at the restaurant. That's just a little bit of what my coworkers have already done. And we didn't have a real budget, honestly, to work with, but we did the best we could with what we had, and we're definitely gonna make it fun and festive for the customers, and that's what matters. So you guys, now we are home in my little Santa's workshop, my garage, where I pretty much staged everything that I want to use for decor this year. I dragged it from my outdoor shed into the garage, and here's where I'll be going back and forth for the next couple of days, just trying to get the house decorated and organized. So I'm just going to grab a couple of pieces that I'm going to be putting in the entryway. You all saw this hula hoop wreath that I made, you know, in a previous DIY. That's going to go in the entryway where I have my arch hanging. And I'm just getting a couple little knickknacks and maybe some words and some different, you know, table decor that I think will be good on that bookshelf that I have right at the front door. So you guys, if there isn't a DIY, is it really at home with Troy? I don't think so. But we are going to do a quick DIY. I got these 3 picks from Walmart. And I got these mini Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree. Of course, some floral foam, a knife that I'm going to be using, and that tin. So what I'm going to do is just cut the floral foam. As you saw, I was trying to measure what would fit inside the tin by turning it over. Nothing complicated here, not rocket science at all. So what I'm going to do is just try to make a floral arrangement with the little mini Christmas trees. And so what I was explaining there is that I will be putting only 2 of the stubs on the leg of the Christmas tree. As you see right now, I'm going to try to fit 3 and that's not working. So I did 2 because I eyeballed and I see that it just was not going to fit. The reason that I have the base of the first tree is because that when I put 2 trees in there, I want them to be super sturdy, but I want them to push against each other so that they can be fuller and it can look nicer. So here I go, you guys. I'm gonna go on and put that first little base in right beside the floor foam, as you can see there, and then I'm going to put the first tree in with the little half base that I did, and then the second tree I will insert into the foam, and it will give it just a little bit height and make it look a little bit fuller. So one major thing to remember, you guys, when doing a DIY like this is to fluff the heck out of those branches. Just make them nice and thick, and since we're going to be adding picks to them, that will definitely help. But just a little bit of fluffing goes a long way, you guys. So you guys, now for the decorating, I'm going to start by taking all the pieces that are currently on my entryway table off and then just giving it a good dusting. I think I dusted probably a few days ago, so honestly it wasn't that bad when I did it, but I don't like to decorate, or I don't like to start any project, cooking, decorating anything on the surface or the area that's dirty. Always got to give it a good wipe down first. So here it is, you guys, all put together. I don't have much up here. The space isn't large itself, but sometimes simplicity is best. I got the picture of us from a couple years back when I did the buffalo check theme, and we all had on our matching Christmas pajamas, and I thought it was a perfect photo for this year as well. Here is a buffalo swag that I made earlier in the year. I believe I made it for Christmas in July, and I'm just hanging it up. It's been in the garage in a trash bag, so it's definitely been beat up a little bit since the summer, but I'm just making a couple of adjustments, and here it is, you know, all adjusted and situated nicely on the door. And you guys, last but not least, here is the wreath, the hula hoop wreath that you saw earlier this week in a DIY video, hung up on my archway, and I absolutely love it. So you guys, now that I'm done decorating on to dinner, I'll be making a chicken pot pie. I've been craving one for a long time. I've had it like in years, you guys, and I haven't made it because it's a lot of work, and I assumed my children wouldn't like it, but I was pleasantly surprised. They loved it. So here are the ingredients that I have: some chicken broth, The reduced sodium was an accident, but I can just add more salt to it. I've got cream of chicken soup. I've got some pie crust by Pillsbury. I've got this rotisserie chicken that I, just cut off the bone and shredded up here. And then I've also got a few vegetables. I cut up celery and carrots fresh. And what I am using frozen is corn and broccoli. So as I said, you guys, doing this all from scratch would take forever, but doing it this way, it's pretty easy. You do know all the ingredients that are going into it, and it's what I call semi-homemade. So let's get started. So I've got my pan here, and I'm going to throw a little bit of butter in it. And after I throw the butter in, I'm going to get my carrots in there because they're hard. So I usually cook the vegetable that I cook first is the one that's, it's going to take the longest, and that's going to be the carrots, of course. And then I'm going to throw in the celery after this sautés a little bit. You can throw in whatever seasonings you like, parsley, whichever fresh seasoning you had on hand. That's what I had. So those are little green things that you guys see in there. I also threw in the frozen broccoli next, and then at the end I will throw in the corn. Right now I'm just trying to chop up the broccoli because I feel that it'll simmer and cook a little better because it is frozen. So if I cut it up, then the smaller it is, the faster it'll cook. So what I'm going to go in with next now, you guys, is a bit of the chicken broth. And I don't really measure when I cook. I eyeball it, and if it looks too watery, then I'll try to thicken something up. But I always add little by little and then continue to add because, you can always add, but you can never take away. Now, as you can see, I've just put in 2 small scoops of the cream of chicken soup, and I am just going to season it with whatever season you like. I'm using paprika, garlic, onion, a lot of the basics. So just whatever you like, just, put it on in there. And as I said, start little and then gradually add more if you don't like the way it smells or you don't like the way it tastes. So now that I've got the chicken in there and I add a little bit more seasoning, I always add the corn last because corn cooks very quickly. Even though it's still frozen, it'll still, cook pretty quickly. So that's the last thing I added. Now I'm going to cover this up and let it simmer on low for probably about 5 to 8 minutes. Now I sprayed my casserole dish with some Pam, and I am just going to insert the pie crust here. What you don't see is that I did sprinkle, well, maybe you can see, I did sprinkle a little bit of flour on my countertop so that when I roll the crust out that it would not, be too sticky and it'll be easy to handle. And when I put the filling in, this is really important, you guys, I let it sit on the back of my stove for probably like 10 to 15 minutes, and I kept turning it. And I did this with the fire off. I wanted it to cool down because I don't want my crust to melt or for it to, kind of like cook the crust. So try definitely once your mixture is done cooking to let it sit and cool a little bit. So as you all saw, I put on the second pie crust, and now I'm just trying to mush the 2 pie crust edges together. It doesn't have to be fancy, but any way you like. So right now what I have in here is egg white, and I just added a little bit of seasoning to it. And you might want to think about putting butter on top in order for it to get a golden crust, but don't. Butter burns so fast. Use the egg white. It will not burn as fast, and it'll give it a nice crisp. And here it is right out of the oven, you guys. As you can see, it is still bubbling. Me and my kids enjoy this so much. Even my kiddo that cannot stand vegetables did not make a big deal about it. He ate everything. I hope you all enjoy this day in the life, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.